Good morning. I don't know if anybody noticed, there's no clouds in the sky. It was kind of beautiful this morning. Welcome to UUCC, the Unitarian Universalist Church of Canandaigua. We are a group of spiritual freethinkers who gather to celebrate life, build community, and better the world. Wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are welcome here. I'm Karen Alvarez, your worship associate for this morning, and the service today will be led by Laura Wink. Thank you to everyone on this morning's worship team, also including music by Bill Mills, and Children's Church for Children 3 and Over by Pat and Kaya Mills. If this is your first visit, welcome. We invite you to sign the visitor's book in the entryway, and whether it's your first visit or your 1,000th, we are glad that you came. This service is also being live streamed to our YouTube channel. We will plan on continuing with hybrid worship services, so you can join us each week here in person, on Zoom, or later on YouTube. To help us connect better with our friends watching from home, please turn around and give a wave to the camera. At the end of the service, we will invite our friends on Zoom to turn on their cameras and return the wave. I have a few announcements to share with you today. If you have a joy or sorrow to share, please fill out the card on or near your chair. We invite you to bring them forward and place them in the basket after Bill rings the chimes and begins to play. You can also come forward to drop a pebble in the water if you have a joy or sorrow you'd prefer not to share. If you usually watch our services on YouTube and notice that we didn't have one under the Live tab last week, you can find it under Videos, as it was uploaded after the service because of technical issues. Today, we'll have a brief hybrid meeting of the Social Environmental Justice Committee immediately following the service to prepare for the blooming season, and then complete our spring highway cleanup on 5 and 20. Please join us for one or both. Hard hats, vests, gloves, trash grabbers, and bags will be provided. Longtime member Bob Gordon passed away peacefully at home on Sunday, April 13th. Our love and prayers are with Nancy Reed and his family. A celebration of life will be held on Saturday, May 10th at 1 p.m. here at UUCC. Jody Brown is on the nominating committee for the New York State Convention of Universalists, and we are looking to fill 2 positions there, one on the nominating committee and one on the board. If you're interested in either position, would like more information, or know someone else who might be interested, please contact Jody by either email or phone, and I have her email and phone numbers if you are interested. The board is working on posting a contract minister position and appointing a search team this week, the last week of April. On the first 2 Sundays of May, May 4th and May 11th, we invite everyone to stay after worship for listening and input sessions about skills and qualities we're looking for in a future minister. Please try to attend one or both of these Sundays. And just for a very brief overview of the ministerial core skills that we're going to talk about, there's 7 of them. Worship and rites of passage, which is planning and delivering worship services, preparing and delivering sermons, and facilitating rites of passage. Pastoral care and presence, providing emotional support, counseling, and spiritual guidance to individuals and families. Spiritual development for self and others, which would be facilitating spiritual growth in individuals and the congregation and promoting self-care. Social justice in the public square, advocating for social justice issues and working with the community to promote change. Administration, So managing finances, budgets, and administrative tasks, as well as recruiting and training volunteers. Serves the larger Unitarian Universalist faith by engaging with the broader UU community, attending conferences, and contributing to the faith movement. And finally, leads the faith into the future, developing a vision for the future of Unitarian Universalism, inspiring congregational members, and fostering a sense of mission. So if you can just kind of hold those in your brain for the next week or two until you're able to come and join the after service the next 2 Sundays, that's kind of the areas of what we want to get your sense on. Are there any other announcements for the good of the community? Apparently, Lauren.
Just a reminder that we are also looking for people who are interested in being on the board. I'm on the nominating committee and I need a couple of names. So I'll be asking people specifically unless someone asks that they would like to be on the board. And I think, Pat, you have something?
Hi there. I'm here for a pledge update. Our goal for the coming year was $80,000, and I'm pleased to say, thanks to the pledges of members and friends, we've met that goal and surpassed it by $320. So I don't want you to think of that as a ceiling. So if there are people out there who still want to pledge, your pledges are welcome. But this allows us to go forward and cover the predicted expenses for the coming year. There are unusual expenses expected, like a new furnace within, we can't really predict exactly within what time frame, but, like I say, this isn't a ceiling. It's where we aim to be, and more is always welcome. Thank you very much to everybody, and to everybody out there. We had, I think, 35 pledging units, so nice. We've held steady. Thank you.
And just one more thing, we got some cards, some thank you cards from folks that I'd like to just share really quickly. This is from Reka, thanking us for our financial support. These are from folks who acknowledged our Holding Sam Norquist's event, memorial service. Thank you. There's 3 of those. And then this is from Flan, and also thanking us for the Sam Norquist service. So I'm just going to put these up here and acknowledge that we did that. Thanks.
As we prepare to be fully together, I remind you to silence your phones and devices. We now enter a space of worship, and now is the time to bring forward any joys or sorrows, or to drop a pebble in the water for your joy or sorrow. So I thought I was well prepared and just realized I don't have a volunteer chalice lighter. Do we have a volunteer? I invite you to join with me in our chalice lighting words. We gather this hour as people of faith, with joys and sorrows, gifts and needs. We light this beacon of hope, sign of our quest for truth and meaning, in celebration of the life we share together. That's enough.
So
For our opening words, we have a piece from Reverend Evan Carville Zemer, Our Souls Speak Spring. If we lived in another climate, our souls might speak other languages. We might speak oasis or permafrost, dry season or monsoon. But our souls speak spring. Our souls speak green shoots pushing through last year's leaves. Our souls speak flower buds stretching to sun. Our souls speak mud puddle and nest building, damp earth and worm castings, tiny green leaves and frog choruses. We speak spring because spring sings in us. We gather to nurture our faith in our growing our own courage to push through, our own blossoming in beauty, our own small part in the spring of this world. Come, let us worship together. I invite you to rise in body or spirit and join in our opening hymn, number 76, in the great hymnal, For Flowers That Bloom About Our Feet. And now it's time for a story. If there's anyone who'd like to come sit up front, you're welcome now or any time during the story. And I think it's going to be on the screen.
I'm working on that.
She's working on it. She's working on it. The story is called The Children Take Action. It's by Seema Dio and Kylie Jane.
And we do have it on my screen, so be on your screen.
We're gonna keep moving though.
Yeah.
Okay. One day, Joan saw his grandfather staring out to sea. "What are you doing, Grandpa?" he asked. "I'm watching the birds, Joan," said Grandpa. "They're trying to tell us something." Joan was surprised. Birds don't talk. But Grandpa told Joan that birds are very wise. People can learn a lot from the birds and other animals. Today, these birds are showing us where the fish are. Sometimes they can tell us when a storm is coming. "But the birds are all leaving our island, Grandpa," said Joan sadly. "So are the fish, Joan," said Grandpa. "The birds and fish are trying to tell us about climate change." Joan didn't know what climate change was and asked his grandfather to explain. Grandpa told Joan that the Earth's temperature is becoming hotter. "My temperature gets hot when I'm unwell," said Joan. "Yes," said Grandpa, "the Earth is becoming unwell too. There's less food for the birds and fish. That's why they are leaving the island." "What is making the Earth sick?" Joan asked. "We are," said Grandpa. "Gases from our cars, buses, and factories are making the Earth too hot. People are driving more cars and building more factories, so the Earth is getting hotter and hotter." Just like putting too many blankets on me, said Joan. Grandpa also said that trees and forests were important in helping to keep the earth cool. Trees take some of the gases out of the air. But people are cutting down trees and forests to build homes and factories, he said, so there are fewer trees to help keep the earth cool. Maya and Sion, Joan's best friends, joined them. There are no big fish at all in the lagoon, complained Sion. We've been there all morning and only caught a few little ones. And a lot of the coral is dead, said Malia. Grandpa said that this was because climate change had warmed the ocean too much. The warmer ocean was killing the coral. When the coral reef dies, the fish and other animals have nothing to eat, and they move away, he said. Joan told Malia and Sion all about climate change. Climate change sounds like it will cause us many problems, said Malia. My father says he can't grow taro and other vegetables because there's not enough rain. What will we do if we don't have anything to eat? We'll have to leave the island, said Sion. Nobody liked that idea. Where would they go? This was the only home they knew. Something had to be done. The children asked all their friends to help stop climate change. Grandpa and Miss Peta joined them. What can we do to stop climate change? Asked Mir. How can we help to stop the earth getting hotter? We can't stop climate change by ourselves, said Miss Peta, but people who live in bigger countries can help by using their cars less and buying fewer things. We could write to children in other countries and ask them to help us, said Sion. Everyone liked that idea. They asked Miss Peta to help them write letters and emails to children in other countries, and that is what they did. We could turn off our lights and TV when we're not using them, said Paula. We could save water in tanks and fix all our dripping taps, said Rena. Then if there's no rain, we would still have enough. And that is what they did. When I am sick, Mother looks after me, said Joan. So if the earth is sick, we should look after the earth. But how can children look after the earth? Asked Malia. The earth is big and we are so small. We could plant some trees. They help to cool down the earth, said Joan. And that is what they did. If we keep the reefs healthy, maybe not all the coral will die, and there will be more fish, said Mir. Let's clean our beach and take all the rubbish to the dump site. And that is what they did. The children have made their island home safe for their animal friends and for themselves too. What will you do to keep your island safe for everyone? Clean up the trash on 5 and 20. That's what we'll do. And that is the end of our story.
Now is the time in our service to join together in the spiritual practice of generosity. Our gifts of both time and money support our church in its work. Each week, we would like to spotlight a group or committee and thank them for their gifts of time. This week, the group is Worship Associate, which is what I'm doing right now, which is really easy. And in case you didn't notice, I had no prep work at all. So, if this is something that you might be interested in, please reach out to Danielle Lyon and she will give you more information. 1/4 of our plate collection for the muddy season will go to our service partner, Fruition Seeds. Fruition believes that each seed, like each of us, is in the world to change the world. They have transformed from selling and shipping seeds to sharing regionally adapted seeds, as well as the tools, inspiration, and insight for all to thrive and cultivate gift culture together. You can give to this morning's offering by placing cash or a check into the basket or by one of the options on your screen. Please make a note that your gift is intended for today's offering. We now gratefully accept the offering.
Ours is no care of this
okay, in fairness, this part you don't get prepared for, you just get what you get, but that's what makes it cool. So joy today for new babies and a very excited big sisters. Peter wants to share his joy with the beautiful day that we have today and the trees that are just budding and really, I feel that one myself. We're sending healing energy to Dawn Cook, who is recovering from cancer treatments at home. And we share in Melissa's joy that her dog Baker's growth ended up being benign and he didn't need surgery. So I'm going to drop a stone into the water here for these joys and sorrows and all the other ones that we have left in our heart. Whatever is in your heart today, let's all say it together. We are with you. At this time, if there are any children who would like to go to children's church, please go downstairs with Kaya and Pat.
Now is the time in our service for centering. Let's take a few moments to sink into our seats. Find the support of earth beneath you with your feet. Let your eyes fall closed and your breath be slow. Let that breath guide you into stillness. What can we learn from spring's power? Spirit of spring and new life, spirit of decay and death, we turn to your wisdom and strength as we seek to live lives of meaning and love. The cycle of life is powerful. Everything that lives dies. Everything that dies has lived. There is no escaping this cycle. What then can we learn from its power? The leaves that we put away in the fall are now compost, fertilizing the soil as we prepare to till the garden for this year's plantings. That harbinger of spring, the crocus, brings such delight and lasts for but a moment. Then it's gone, making way for the abundance of green and color that spring will bring. When one who was beloved dies, we cry, we mourn, we lament, and we carry them in our hearts, seeking to live as they inspired us to live. As a child grows, we marvel at their unfolding into their own unique self. These lives we live hold so much beauty and so much pain, and we, like each of our ancestors across the millennia, seek to live them fully. We seek love. We seek to appreciate beauty. We seek solace and healing. We seek to hold fast to the core goodness of this world and to amplify its abundance. We seek one another, for no one can do this alone. Now, in the company of many, let us enter a time of silence. May this silence be a time to honor that which your heart seeks. For today's sermon, we are going to do a little activity, kind of a little Earth Day activity. We're going to grow some things with paper and crayons. So Danielle's passing out our supplies, paper and crayons for a group art project today. Please take one brown, one green, and one other color that you might like to use for a flower. When the flowers are finished, we're going to plant them on the wall. And don't start drawing quite yet, please. We're going to be growing our flowers step by step together. Thank you, Bill. Thanks. We're going to draw something together, step by step. You probably need some sort of hymnal or solid surface to color. Hymnal. Yeah, hymnals would work great. Thanks. Okay. A green and a brown and some other color. The first color we're going to start with is brown. So the first thing we're going to do is, using your brown crayon, write down a word or a phrase about a climate worry that you have. It can be a big or small, and it doesn't have to be your only worry, just one that comes quickly to mind. If you'd like to share your word or phrase, you can raise your hand and I will share it through the microphone, or unmute yourself on Zoom. I know my worry is clean water. So write that on your paper, whatever your worry is, with your brown crayon. Towards the bottom of your page. Thanks for that clarification.
And you just said towards the bottom of the page. I didn't do it.
That's okay.
Resource hoarding.
Here.
Resource hoarding, says Danielle. What are some other worries that we have?
Displacement.
Food, displacement. Thanks.
Here.
Say that again, Zoom folks.
Air.
Air. Okay, now take that same brown crayon to color over that worry, like with compost. Think of it as compost. Cover that worry with beautiful, nourishing soil. Then take your green crayon to make a stem. Create a word or phrase for a meaningful, climate-friendly choice that you have made and implemented in your life. If you have a few ideas, you can also use that same green crayon to add some leaves to your stem. Leave a little space for a flower at the top. If you'd like to share some of your words or phrases, shout them out and I'll share them, or unmute yourself on Zoom. Veganism. Guess who that came from, folks? Thanks, Carrie. Let's see, for clean water, sharing water, creating wells, water for Sudan.
Heat pump.
Heat pump. What's another climate-friendly solution we have that we're using?
Recycling.
Recycling. Thrifting, yes. Make your leaves big if you want. Now think about the action steps that others have shared or an idea that you've been meaning to put into practice. Use your colors to create a flower with one or more words or phrases of the actions you plan to take. And again, if you want to share, shout it out. Something we may not have gotten to yet. We have seed sharing happening. That's brand new.
Electric vehicle.
Electric vehicles.
Bicycle.
Biking. Commute by bike. How about joining other communities and organizations in social justice and environmental justice? We're doing that now.
Single-use plastics.
Decrease the use of plastics.
Single-use plastics, yeah.
Decrease the use of single-use plastics. Thank you. Any other ideas? Okay, so when your flower's finished, how about we put them, we're gonna hang them up here. Do we have tape?
Yes.
Fantastic. Okay, when your flower is finished, feel free to head to the wall, and we're gonna have some tape, and you can hang up your flower. Yeah, mine's pretty lame. It's okay. It's okay. It's the words that are underneath that really make the difference, right? I don't know if this is really a flower, but I'm making it one. And that is our sermon today. Very short because we are going to spend more of our time cleaning up 5 and 20 and having our social justice meeting. So after we get our flowers hung, we'll have some more music. And now may we have faith and life to do wise planting, that the generations to come may reap even more abundantly than we. May we be bold in bringing to fruition the golden dreams of human kinship and justice. This we ask, that the fields of promise become fields of reality. Our closing hymn is number 21.
For the beauty of the earth and we
If you're with us today on Zoom and would like to wave goodbye at the end of the service, now's the time to turn your camera on. Please join me in our words for extinguishing the chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.